Welcome to Tyedye Android. How's everybody doing this morning? Today's topic is going to be about the Note 9. And take a look here. Alright, the Note 9. This is what I discovered so far. And by the way, it was released on the 9th of August. And it's going to be shipped out to everybody on the 24th of August. So, and actually, what is today's date? Today's the 22nd. You guys should be getting it by next week. So, these are my opinions, but first off, I'll give you the facts. Alright, so here are the specs for the Samsung Galaxy Note 9. We're doing Snapdragon 855. I had to listen to this back again. I wasn't quite sure because I didn't know the 855 came out, which should be. It would be about right because I think my Note 8's got the 845. And the sad thing is, it's still going to have 8.1 Oreo. It won't have Android Pie 9.0 operating system. So it's still going to be the Oreo. Now, oh yeah, and the RAM, I believe. Why was that not in my written notes? That's really weird. I did not have that written down in my notes. But this is what I do remember. Get six gigabytes of RAM up to 64 and 128. I believe it is. You get 6 gigabytes of RAM, but up on a 512 gigabyte of internal storage, you actually get 8 gigabytes of RAM. Just for the RAM alone, I probably ain't going to use 512 gigabytes of... Well, yeah, I probably could. So I take that back. So yeah, the 512 gigabyte phone device for the 8 gigabytes of RAM, hell yeah. But that's just for me. So we got that figured out, because in the beginning they were talking about rumors about, based on markets. So like the Asian or European market might get this and we will get this, and so forth. So that's why I thought it was going to be based off, but I guess it's going by the size. So that's a good plus. Now, what everybody's been waiting for, the Bluetooth S Pen. The S Pen does everything that it did before, and more. By default, comes out of the Note. In the settings, it's set up for your camera. So in other words, you use your button. I'm whipping out mine for an example. Mine's the Note 8. But the button that's right there. See it? See it. That button pretty much is set up by default to work on your camera. So it's going to be like your shutter, your clicker. And it works up to 30 feet away. If you guys wanted to be more technical on that, it works. It's a 30-foot distance for Bluetooth. That's what it comes up as by default. It sets up for the camera. When you pull it out of the phone for the first time, it's going to set up and work for your camera. Samsung also has it set up to work for your audio. If you're playing a music player, you can set it up in the settings to work as that. We're also going to be probably wanting to use it for other things, but Samsung decided to leave that up to developers to work on. So in other words, pretty much it's in beta, and they're passing this along to the developers who create apps. So they will leave it up to them. So by consumer demand, and the developer says, hey, this would be a good one for the S Pen. So we'll see that coming out in spurts. It's going to be a slow process. That's why I'm saying it's in beta. It's technically not in beta, but because it's being created. But yeah, it's a good one, Samsung. You know, actually, it's not a bad idea, because there's too many possibilities out there on what they can do for it. And they don't know everything that we do with the Note series and with the S Pens. I'm sure there's going to be like artist work, because people like to do their drawing. I'm sure there's going to be something like that as well. You never know. So the Bluetooth S Pen, it'll probably be a good feature, but I don't know if I'll actually have a use for it. I probably could in my taping world, in my recording. I could probably use it for my camera for that. I don't use it much for the audio because I'm going to have the device with me. So why do I have to carry an S Pen and then have the that's silly part. That's the silly part. But there's options for it. So I'm not cutting it down. I'm just saying, are everyday users, heavy users, going to use it much? I'm not sure. So let's see how this plays out. You just never know. Somebody might come up with a unique thing. So don't cut it down. Don't belittle it. Think it's pretty cool. Let's just go with the flow on that. The Bixby button is still there. Bixby's still there. But it seems like Samsung put the Bixby on back burner. I'm sorry, but Google Assistant works great as a search engine. When you try using Google Assistant to say, clear my recent apps on my phone, it's not going to work the greatest. It's like, what are you telling me? I can't find this on the web. You know, Bixby works good in certain areas, and if you go up to, and I've seen the test on a couple of videos, and you guys can probably find them as well. But yeah, what they failed to let you know when they did this Bixby thing is that there's a couple different formats of Bixby. You have your basic, but when you want to ask it like a question like you would for Google Assistant, you have to go up to Bixby and say open Q&A. And then you ask the question. So in a couple videos that I've seen, you know, they ask what so-and-so's age is, and they go, what about his wife? And Bixby didn't understand. And that's old school. I mean, we know from Google I/O back in May that they really stepped up the game on Google Assistant. I've seen that. So this is old news. It's silly. I don't talk to my phone that much. I do use Bixby. You know, when I gotta do 6 or 7 things before I go to bed at night, you know, turn off all my notifications, set my alarm, so-and-so, and do this. Yeah, I'd rather just say, hi Bixby, good night, and have it do a whole bunch of things, and then I'm good. My alarm's set for in the morning. That's fine. I like Bixby for that. So, but Samsung is actually just let it ride. I mean, they're not trying to keep up with Google or anything like that, and that's fine. That's fine. Like I said, I use Bixby for certain things, and if I have to talk to Google, I will. I'm not really a talker. I have an S Pen, so I can actually type. And I don't like talking to my phone all the time because people already think I'm crazy enough as it is. So, and I don't need to look any odder than I actually am. So, this is the outcome and what's coming up with the Note 9. This is what I've found so far. Like I said, they will be shipping out on the 24th. Hopefully you will get them before the end of the month. The S Pen, I'm looking to see how this is going to play out by spring, because I'm going to assume that all the developers are going to be working on this as well. So this is going to be interesting to watch in the next few months. The fingerprint scanner, they did move that down so it's below the camera lens so we can distinguish between what we're putting our fingers on. That I forgot to mention. That was my most important task. But we already knew that was coming. I think Samsung also knew that they screwed up on that one. So anyways, this is it for the Note 9. I'm going to get going because otherwise I want to talk on the V40, so I'm just going to do a separate video. I'm not going to do a comparison. I can do that later. Maybe I'll do another one on that and then vote them two for being later, but right now the V40 is in, we really don't know much, but I'm going to be working on that right now. So I'm going to let you guys go. This is for the Note 9. You have a good one. Oh, by the way, we got merchandise. We got Tyedye Android and Tyedye Taper John shirts now. So if you haven't gotten yours, go to Taper John on YouTube and go buy them there. They will be coming here shortly. I just want to see how big of the demand is going to be. So, enough said. Till next time. Bye now.